Yasis, kalosithete. As we have discussed throughout this course, as empires rise and fall, cultural diffusion occurs. People groups exchange ideas about culture, traditions, religion, language, and many other ideas. Some of these cultural exchanges even include ideas pertaining to food. In a creative food lover's way to illustrate the cultural diffusion that occurred between the Ottoman Turks and the Greeks of Byzantium, I'm going to demonstrate how even culinary ideas were exchanged between these people groups. I'm preparing a traditional Middle Eastern dish with a Greek flair. It's called shakshuka.
Shakshuka is a simple and flavorful dish and can be prepared in 30 minutes. We want to begin heating 4 to 5 tablespoons of Greek extra virgin olive oil in a pan on medium-low heat. While the oil is heating, chop 6 green onions, then add them to the oil. Season the onions with salt and pepper to taste, and saute just long enough to give the onions some color. Also, chop 1 to 2 green onions and set them aside as a garnish for the top of the shakshuka. Then mince 4 garlic cloves and add to the onions. Add just a pinch more salt and pepper to the mixture while it sautés. Now, chop 2 decent-sized roasted red peppers to be added to the garlic and onions, and continue sautéing for just a couple more minutes on medium-low heat. At this time, chop 1 1-pound bag of baby spinach after it's been thoroughly rinsed. Slowly add the chopped spinach to the pan, a little at a time, to allow it to cook down. It is also a good idea to drain any excess water from the pan as the spinach cooks down. Once the spinach is cooked down, drain 2 15-ounce cans of fire-roasted diced tomatoes and add them slowly to the pan. We want to then add 1 heaping teaspoon of Greek honey to the shakshuka. Now the interesting thing about Greek honey is that it has a nice earthy thyme taste to it, because the herb thyme is native to Greece and grows wild there all over the country. At this point, we're ready to add some herbs and spices. In Greek cooking, mint is an herb used in many dishes. Although traditional shakshuka does not call for mint, I'm adding the leaves of 1 mint sprig, which is roughly 4 to 6 chopped fresh mint leaves. Also, add 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of paprika, and a 1/4 teaspoon of chili powder. And let the shakshuka cook on medium-low heat for about 10 to 15 minutes until it begins to bubble and thicken. Now to give the shakshuka a Greek flair, I'm adding 1 tablespoon of oregano, which is a primary herb in many Greek dishes. If oregano is cooked too long, it can have a bitter taste, which is why I'm adding it after the dish has cooked a bit. Our next ingredient is also an important Greek food, feta cheese. I'm adding about 1/3 pound of Greek feta to the dish. High-quality Greek feta cheese is traditionally made from goat's milk, but here in the US, most feta cheese is made from cow's milk. At this point, our feta has cooked in and we're ready for the magic of shakshuka. Make some small wells in the mixture. Crack 6 large eggs and add them by carefully dumping the eggs into the wells. We will cover the pan and poach the eggs in the dish for about 3 to 5 minutes, or just long enough for the whites of the eggs to be cooked through while the yolk remains runny. While the eggs are cooking, chop some fresh cilantro and crumble a little more feta, also for garnishing. Once the eggs are poached, the shakshuka is ready to be plated. Garnish the shakshuka with green onions, cilantro, feta cheese, and a bit of freshly ground black pepper. Serve it with toasted pita bread.
Middle East meets Greece through cultural diffusion in a healthy and delicious dish called shakshuka. Afto ini nostimo.